Well, one of the voices of the popular Morning Buzz radio show has certainly been missing lately. Co-host Andy Blacksmith was diagnosed, as many of you know, with heart failure some 5 years ago, but things took a dire turn recently, and he had to tell fans that he'd be gone for a while. Doctors say a transplant is really his only option.
But he just underwent a major procedure to stabilize his heart until a new one is available. Our Jennifer Vaughn checked in the day before surgery.
Still just getting my head around tomorrow, you know.
Just hours before major heart surgery, Andy Blacksmith is working to digest the enormity of what's to come.
Most of the time we wake people up, they still have a breathing tube in place because you need to be awake before the breathing tube can come out.
It's been a 5-year journey to this day, and the popular radio personality has taken New Hampshire on the ride with him, sharing his staggering diagnosis of heart failure and each setback since. He announced to his legion of Morning Buzz fans via Facebook recently, this time he would be off the air indefinitely. It's taken weeks for his team at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston to stabilize Andy for the next step in saving his life.
I've been shocked 26 times and had 18 operations so far. This will make 19, you know, so it just gets kind of heavy on you. I mean, you keep getting shocked, you keep going into heart failure, and eventually you just want it all to stop.
He's had a lot of electrical instability in his heart rhythm as his heart has become weaker. And placing the pump allows us to remove the load on the heart that might be in part driving some of those rhythm abnormalities.
The pump is this ventricular assist device surgeons will attach to Andy's heart and aorta to ensure a continuous flow of blood. An enormous development in the management of heart failure, but still short of the end goal.
If we can't get a donor heart or identify a suitable donor, then we at least have the opportunity of moving forward with this type of mechanical support.
OR pictures show the intricate work to open Andy's chest and insert the device. Tubes connect to a power pack that keeps the device running. Post-op, some complications. That heart rhythm remained a stubborn challenge. His oxygen was low, an unnerving waiting game.
We ultimately came to the conclusion that perhaps there was a secondary process going on, an inflammatory process that may have been related to surgery, may have been related to a medication, and we were able to actually treat that with anti-inflammatory medication.
About 2 weeks after surgery, we check back in. Despite intense pain, Andy is adjusting.
I was hoping to, show you guys how I could try to walk today, but that ain't gonna happen today.
He's also learning his way around some new rules. For starters, this battery pack will go everywhere he does.
When I go out, I have to have 2 power sources at all times. So those will be my 2 power sources. Plus I have 2 other batteries that they'll send me home with.
This is half court in Andy's quest to survive. The pump will support him, but only a new heart can take him all the way. His message remains the same as it's been since he was diagnosed. Consider organ donation and make sure your loved ones are crystal clear on your intentions. For patients like Andy, it is their best and final shot.
I just want a nice young heart. That's all I want. Get a young heart in its 20s. That'd be awesome.
His doctors are talking about sending him home soon.
The hope is that by later in the spring and certainly by the summer, he's going to be back to a very active lifestyle. I hope he gets back to work. I'd like to hear him back on the radio.
He loves to just be normal. He wants roadkill to rag on him. He wants us to make fun of him, and that's what he wants. And so that's what we do. But it really does, I think, help in the long run because you remember, you remember what you're fighting for.
Andy's fight isn't over yet. He will remain on the transplant list, and that call could come at any time.
It's totally unpredictable. More typically, in his case, we would anticipate that he might wait months or even a year or 2, but we've also had patients that have been called back in with just a few months from surgery. So we always have them ready and willing and able to come back in for that next major step.
Once I get the new heart, then I'll be, and learn how to live with the new heart. Then I'm back to normal, and I'll be, my normal self again.
God help us.
I know everybody will love that, huh?